Good evening, my brother.
Oh gosh, man. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Is that me brethren Muta?
Eh?
Is that me brethren Muta?
Yeah, man. I'm your brethren, man. I'm your brethren. Me just not gonna tell you, say, me glad when you talk to me, because me just not gonna tell you, say, eh?
Good day to me brethren and to the people of Jamaica.
Yeah. I was just going to tell you that I need to forget all the protocols and just talk to you like how I talk to one of my brethren. So I'm glad when I hear you say your brethren Muta, you know?
Yes, man.
All right, so we're talking to the Prime Minister.
How the family doing?
The family is going quite okay.
I saw a report in the paper that the youth man coming along all right, man.
Yes. I don't know which youth man you are talking about, but I still going to say yes. Look here. We want to tell the people them who we're talking to. We're talking to the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the reason we're talking to him is because we want to find out exactly what is happening right now after so much weeks of this terrible volcano thing that happened. But before we start to get into the meat, I want you to tell me something. What is geologically happening with St. Vincent, why it is so prone to volcanoes?
Well, we were created millions of years ago by volcano, you know.
I know that.
So that.
But remember you had one in 70 odd, eh?
This volcano.
Yeah.
In what you may call recent times. 1718 it erupted. 1812 it erupted. 1902 it erupted. 1979 it erupted, and now the volcano is in the very north of the island. That is why it affected, the explosion affected what you call the red zone on the northeast and the northwest. Those two areas, they now desolate. You know, agriculture gone, animal husbandry, the houses are all covered in ash. There's a fair amount of damage from of infrastructure.
Yeah.
And the like, houses. And then the ash covered other parts of the island, because the ash which came out is over from the dome which was there from 1979. And a new dome was created with the oozing eruption from the end of December last year. And the new material which came out with the explosion, over 100 million cubic meters estimated of material. Some of it went to sea, a lot of it came on St. Vincent, and plenty also went to Barbados because of how the winds blow. Some went to Grenada and some to St. Lucia too. But you see the height where it went. If you look at the climatological system globally, you will see go all across Africa and go across to India, you know. The ash.
The ash from St. Vincent?
Word, you know.
Yeah, I know about the ash from St. Vincent went across to India.
Yeah. All the way across Africa, North Africa.
You're serious?
Yes, I.
Wow. So would you say this one is worse than 1979? You think this one is worse than 1979? This one
is worse than 1979. More like 1902. But in 1902, 1,600 people died. But remember, they didn't have the seismology then, the kind of warnings. They didn't have the structure.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So different times.
So what was there any loss of life?
Huh?
Was there any loss of life, or how much life get lost in that?
No. There was no loss of life and no injury. We moved everybody out quite well.
Good. Good.
We have a good ground game, brethren.
Yes.
And we move people by road and also by boat.
Okay.
The
All right, so tell me something.
Sorry, go ahead.
What is the population of St. Vincent?
110,000.
Oh. A small portion.
We evacuated 1/5 of the population on the island, from the island into safer areas. But since the 22nd of April, when is the last time we had an explosive eruption in the series now, until up to today, including today, there has been very little seismic activity. Hardly any earthquake recorded under the earth, with the surface, and no tremors at all.
Yeah.
What we had last night, and I was thrown out into something terrible for us. We had a lot of rain from after midnight.
Last night?
And a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So what happened is this. On the mountain Muta, on both the east and the west, you have a lot of volcanic stones and ash. And you had broken trees because the volcano mashed up a lot of trees. And a lot of stones came out. So that with the rains, with that ash and stone resting on the earth, these things are called lahars or mud flows. They move with rapidity, come down the valleys and come down the rivers. So they caused some damage last night into this morning.
Oh, yeah?
And in other areas, you had ordinary landslides now. So we have had on top of all our problems the damage, further damage to some homes, not only in the red and orange area, but in the yellow and green areas because of the amount of rain. Out at Argyle International Airport, which is on the center on the eastern side. Between 6 o'clock this morning and 12 o'clock, 6 inches of rain fell. Which is plenty rain. Normally we get 100 inches a year, which is 8 point something inches average per month. For some months you could get 11 inches in the rainy season. In the dry months, you may in the dry weather you may get 6 or 7, but you get 6 hours. You get 6 inches, plenty rain.
Yeah,
so,
not enough rain.
What happened because of the ash? For instance, in the tongue, the ash which was in the tongue, which came off, also went in the drains and clogged up drains and in the drain pipes now.
Yes.
When the water now come ash inside of the drain pipes, they block up, they come back and enter into buildings now. So it creates. I know you're going to get rain because the hurricane season is coming up in June, from June the 1st. I didn't expect to get them from now so much. I'd love some moderate rain to help to wash away the ash, but not enough to cause floods and landslides and mudslides. The lahars.
You talk about mudslide. Was there any lava coming from the mountainside?
No. This volcano is not like this volcano is not like, for instance, some of the other volcanoes where you see the lava moving, burning like that. You will have what I call pyroclastic flows. You will have a pyroclastic flows, which is really when you have the explosion and the explosion goes up 20 meters, 20 kilometers, up in the sky, high up in the atmosphere. It goes up and stone and ash go.
Yeah.
But sometimes when the explosion is not big, it rises up. You don't have enough energy for it. You have the column will just fall. And it falls on the rim of the volcano. And that rim, for instance, on the south, on the western side, the northwestern side, that rim is the lower lip of the crater. That stuff, which doesn't go up in the air, will come down on the side. That's hot stones rolling together with ash coming downhill. And anything they meet, they will destroy. Or they come in at tremendous velocity. And when they hit the water, they don't have any resistance in the water. They could go out as far as 3 miles. And anything they meet in the way, including the vessel, they'll mash it up too. Fortunately, the pyroclastic flows that we had on the northwestern side, those pyroclastic flows were in areas where nobody lived. So it just mash up vegetation, trees and crops and so on.
So I can ask you something. We hear about the movement of the people them to other islands. And I don't know if you can verify this or where's this order coming from, whether from St. Vincent or the countries that the evacuees is going. But we were told that a lot of people was not allowed to go on these ship or boat without being vaccinated. You can give some clarity on that?
Yes. Well, first of all, originally, when a few of the countries had said, I'm talking about in the Caribbean, that when the persons are coming, you must have them vaccinated.
Oh, that is what the countries who accepting them say.
Yeah. But subsequently, those countries who had said no, all they need to do is to have the PCR test.
Okay.
All they need to have the PCR test. And when they come, if they are, you have the PCR test, you come and you're quarantined for the 14 days, the usual protocols now.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't want to go. It's only a trickle which want to go. Most people want to stay home and
stay home, of course. Yes.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
So the argument about forced vaccination for evacuation is not true.
So that originally it was some of the countries had said.
Okay.
That they would want, for the safety of their own people, to have the vaccination done. But then subsequently they say, no, don't bother on that. Couldn't put that condition. Just let it do the PCR. In fact, one country from the beginning had said they don't even need to come with a PCR because we could do the PCR on them when they arrive, but they will have to quarantine. And then some people said that the government here said that you have to vaccinate people before they go inside a shelter. That is absolute nonsense. That is a lie. That ain't true. That is fake news. The one about vaccination for the shelters. In fact, you don't even have to be tested to go into the shelters, but we're encouraging people to be tested. I took the vaccine, and I encourage people to take the vaccine. Some people don't want to take the vaccine. Well, that's it.
Yes.
We don't have mandatory vaccination.
So this volcano, it kind of put a dampening in the vaccination process, because I know there was a heavy vaccination thing going on right across the Caribbean, but I guess this volcano now kind of altered certain things.
Yes. Well, we have done about 13% of the population. 13.5% of the population. There's been significant resistance to vaccination.
Yeah, definitely. All over the world.
I'm not talking about anti-vax, but even before the volcano. Yeah. But I would say that we are so preoccupied with the issue, what we are trying to do in the shelters, while we encourage people to be vaccinated, the point about it in the shelters, we are very concerned because so many people are gathering to each other.
Yes,
We have 7,000 people in 88 shelters.
No
we
distance.
Have 8,000 or more in people's homes. Strangers, friends, family who took in people. In solidarity, like we do in our Caribbean family. More people living in houses now than before, so that the prospect of the transmission of the vaccine, of the virus, becomes more realistic.
Yes.
More probable. So that we encouraging everybody to wear their mask, make sure they get tested, try as far as possible to do the hand sanitizing and physical distancing. Though that's difficult to do in the shelters.
So was St. Vincent recipient of the AstraZeneca vaccine from India?
I didn't hear that, Puta.
Now asking, was St. Vincent recipient of the AstraZeneca vaccine that was given by the Indian them in the early stages?
Yeah, from India. We got that. We got that vaccine.
Okay.
But we got some Sputnik.
From Russia?
Russia. I took the Sputnik.
Okay. He's the first person I hear say they took the Sputnik. The first person I hear said.
Yeah, I take the Sputnik.
Okay. Is there a reason why you take the Sputnik?
Well, we actually got some Sputnik before we got
the Astra.
The AstraZeneca.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to take because it wasn't a lot. But then persons, including the journalists, say, listen, if you want people to take the vaccine, you should take it.
Yes.
So I went and I took the Sputnik.
Okay.
And I had my 2 doses. And I all right, it do nothing to me.
That means you can't come to Jamaica. You can't come to Jamaica without mask. Eh?
I didn't hear that.
That means you can't come to Jamaica without mask.
Oh, that's what they say?
No, I say that because some places in America decide that if you take 2 doses, you can now walk up and down without mask and gather without mask.
I didn't know that they say that. I didn't know that they said that in that's the protocol in Jamaica.
No, not in Jamaica. No. Wait, no, not in Jamaica. In America, there are certain states.
Yeah. The Fauci, I know that Fauci changed his view from an earlier position to this.
Yes,
He's evolving.
Yes. All right, so I'll ask you something now. In light of what is happening, I will know, say, in times like these, the islands need help. What is it that Jamaica and other Caribbean islands can do to help in relieving all of this?
I can't complain about the Caribbean family. They have responded well. Well, Jamaica has sent supplies. A vessel came from the Bahamas with some supplies stuff in Jamaica, and they brought them. The vessel arrived already, and they unloaded. And other assistance is offered.
Yeah.
Some countries in the region have given a lot of supplies.
Yes.
Some additionally have made contributions of money. But the most touching of all is ordinary people in the islands nearby calling on the radio station and say, we will take Vincentians into our homes.
Okay.
If they want to come.
Yes.
Now, on this metaphorically dangerous road to Jericho, the Levite might pass you by. The priest might pass you by.
Well, the Samaritan don't pass you.
The
Samaritan don't pass you. All right, tell me something. What is it that you need most of all? What is it that you can say, all right, yeah, we want that, but you see this is what we need most of all. What you need?
Well, what I tell the people, I tell the families of Vincent and overseas, I say right now, don't bother send down a lot of supplies and block up the port. When we bringing in a lot of stuff in bulk to feed people and so forth, the best thing to do, the easiest thing, is to send money, give your family. Because the supermarkets, them have food and different things.
Okay.
At an earlier stage, there was a problem with water. Well, that problem has been sorted out. The water system is back up, at least by and large. And we got a lot of water from the islands too. So I tell the families overseas, send the money for the people and they spend the money. That's easier to handle.
Yes, easier.
We are working with, I told everybody that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because we have good social solidarity with one another, we have resources here. The most important resource is solidarity among our people. We get any help from our Caribbean family, help from the global community. Together, we will build back stronger. You know, I tell you this. I said up front to people who want to send money, I said the government has an account. You can send money to the government disaster account. Or you can send it to Red Cross. You can send it to CDMA, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, a CARICOM agency to which we belong. You can send it to whichever NGO you want to send it to. You don't have to send it to the government.
Yes.
We also negotiate money with the World Bank, with the IMF, but not on an IMF program, with the Caribbean Development Bank, bilaterally with different governments. Yesterday, we set up, last week, we launched with the United Nations a UN Global Appeal Fund for just over 29 million US to help with immediate humanitarian need, not reconstruction. And yesterday at the General Assembly, my team at the United Nations, my mission, had a resolution adopted at the General Assembly for support for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And brethren, 176 countries co-sponsored that resolution. It was an amazing support across the world.
Yes.
Of course, there are lots of pledges, but there's many a slip between cup and lip. But whatever anybody gives, we are grateful because as far as I'm concerned, the noblest act of solidarity is not to give from the abundance or the surplus you may possess. It is from the little that you have. That's the story of the widow's mite.
Yeah.
So that I am, but without our social solidarity and our institutions and our resilience, whatever money you get, it ain't going to worth nothing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to build it yourself. You can build it with your help of your Caribbean family and our friends overseas. Different people said, for instance, apart from traditional friends from the what you may call traditional Western friends, help with different NGOs and regional organizations. Other countries sent, Caribbean countries, Cuba sent, Venezuela sent a vessel with stuff, and they left the vessel here. The vessel is here now about 10 days, and we use the vessel to go to the other islands to pick up other things.
That's great, man. You know? So, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Good support from the Caribbean family.
All right. So, we swap a close. No, talk, man.
I was saying, Muta, the prophet builder Nehemiah rebuilt the city walls around Jerusalem. After 112 years, it was broken. And he did it especially with the social solidarity and unity and ingenuity of the Hebrew people.
Yes.
Metaphorically, we
people power
are rebuilding the city walls around our Jerusalem, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Grenadines,
and
okay.
We are full with optimism We're not a people of lamentation. Morning by morning, new mercies we see. All that we need, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness.
Okay. All right. So this is after a while. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about here now. But I remember the last time we talked on the said program, you was in Ethiopia with some Rastafari brethren, and you was searching for.
I was telling my brethren, my son, Kamilu, who is the Minister of Finance in this government. I was telling him that you and I had a good conversation. The last time I must tell you, my secretary today said to me, Prime Minister, I cancelled a number of appointments today because of all of this. The mud flows and the rainfall and all the problems today. So he said, what about your interview with Mutabaruka? So I said, no, you have to keep that interview with that brother. I will make myself available at 4:45. Yes. You have to talk to my brethren.
All right, give thanks.
A long time with back.
A long time.
The conversation helped to lift my spirits when I hear your voice.
Yes. Well, I know that a lot of people listening to you now, it helped to lift their spirit, knowing that you speak for St. Vincent and you tell exactly what is needed and what is necessary and what has been done.
I tell them that I find it as a crisis. A crisis for me is a condition in which the principals are innocent of the extent of the condition and have no idea as to the way forward.
Okay.
We are not innocent as to what is happening. We have an understanding as to what is happening. And we have a bundle of ideas as to how to manage it now and to recover. What we have is a many-sided challenge of monumental proportions, which would test us. But we believe we will face that test successfully with our own resilience, our own social solidarity and ingenuity, our own unity, despite occasional dissonance, and with solidarity from our friends in the region and in the global community. That's what
I can see that your early years in Jamaica has served you well.
Well, you know,
I do it a laugh.
I come from the bowels of the people, you know.
No, we never said no. But we just tell you, say, I can see that your time in Jamaica studying has served you well in terms of your articulation, philosophical articulations.
And I'm saying yes, and I'm saying additionally, I come from the bowels of the people. My feet are planted on the ground.
Yes.
And all I want us to do is to lift St. Vincent and the Grenadines higher.
Yes.
I don't have any sense of, I don't have any learned helplessness. I don't have any lamentation.
Okay. All right, we have to go now. Yeah, we have to go. Give thanks.
All right, Muta.
Give thanks. Yes.
Love you. Take care.
Blessed. Yeah, man, you too. All right, give thanks.
Bye.
Yes, that was the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister Gonsalves, as you hear him talking about what is really happening in the Grenadines since the volcano